Welcome to Grit and Gain, your backstage pass to professional success, a podcast designed to help young professionals navigate their careers and unlock their potential. I'm Marco Velasquez, your host, and each week I'm sharing professional lessons I've gathered over the past 25 years. Lessons from the ladder, real-world strategies and insights to empower you as you climb the professional ladder. Today's topic is an important one to me, and it's often overlooked by most, but it plays a massive role in shaping your professional growth. The importance of being intentional with who you associate with in the workplace. Now, whether you realize it or not, the people we surround ourselves with at work, they have a direct impact on our mindset, our motivation, and ultimately our success. Sometimes, though, the people you associate with can actually be holding you back, dragging you down, without you even noticing. So today, we're going to talk about how to recognize when this is happening and what you can do to ensure your workplace relationships are lifting you up, not pulling you down. You've probably heard the saying, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This is just as true in the workplace as it is in your personal life. The people you interact with daily, your coworkers, your peers, your mentors, they all have a huge influence on your attitude, your energy, and your professional development. If you're surrounded by people who are driven, positive, and focused on growth, it's likely that you'll absorb some of that energy. Their mindset will push you to be better, to aim higher, and to step outside of your comfort zone. But the flip side is also true. If you find yourself constantly associating with people who are negative, complacent, or resistant to change, that energy can drag you down. It's not just about the obvious things like gossip or complaining, though that's certainly part of it. It's also about subtle things, the way people approach challenges, their work ethic, and their commitment to growth. Over time, if you're constantly surrounded by people who don't share your drive or ambition, it can erode your own motivation without you even realizing it. So how do you know if the people you associate with at work are lifting you up or holding you back? Well, here are a few signs to look for. And the first might be obvious, but first pay attention to how you feel after spending time with certain people. Do you leave those interactions feeling energized and inspired? Or do you leave feeling drained, frustrated, or just stuck? If you're constantly walking away from conversations with a heavy feeling or a negative outlook, that's a sign that something's off. Next, take note of the conversations themselves. Are they forward-thinking? Are they solution-oriented? Or are they centered on complaints, blame, or excuses? If most of your interactions with someone are about tearing down others or dwelling on problems, that's a red flag. Another clue is to observe the behavior of the people that you spend the most time with. Are they taking ownership of their work, continuously learning and striving to improve, or are they coasting, avoiding challenges, looking for the easy way out? Over time, their habits can actually influence your own, whether you realize it or not. Now, this doesn't mean you need to cut people off completely or distance yourself from every colleague who's ever had a bad day. We all have rough patches. But what is important is that you're intentional about who you let influence you on a regular basis. You need to protect your energy and your mindset, especially if you're focused on growth and success. So what do you do if you realize that certain people in your workplace are holding you back? Well, I have 3 steps for you today. The first step is to create boundaries. Again, you don't have to cut these people off entirely out of your life, but you can set boundaries around how and when you interact with them. Limit the time you spend on conversations that don't serve you. Be mindful of how much energy you're giving to relationships that drain you. When necessary, steer conversations away from negativity and focus on more productive topics. Step 2, seek out growth-oriented people. Just as you limit your exposure to those who hold you back, actively seek out people who will lift you up. Look for colleagues who are driven, positive, and focused on growth. These are the people who challenge you to be better, who push you to step up, and who inspire you with their work ethic. Make an effort to build relationships with them, learn from them, and let their energy fuel your own progress. Step 3, be that person for others. While you're seeking out positive influences, ask yourself, am I being the kind of person who lifts others up? Are you the coworker that encourages growth, who finds solutions, and who inspires others to do their best? If not, it's time to step up. The more you embody these qualities, the more you'll attract like-minded people. And that's how you build a network that drives collective success. Here's the reality. Who you associate with in the workplace has a huge impact on your career. If you're surrounded by people who are constantly stuck in the same place, it can be hard to break free and move forward. But when you're intentional about who you let into your circle, when you choose to spend time with those who challenge and inspire you, it becomes much easier to stay focused, motivated, and on the path to success. Now, this doesn't mean you have to be ruthless or cut people off without reason. It's simply about being mindful of your environment and making sure that the relationships you invest in are helping you grow, not pulling you down. So here's my challenge to you. Take a moment to reflect on the people you associate with at work. Are they lifting you up? Or are they holding you back? If they're lifting you up, lean into those relationships, invest in them. And if you realize there are people out there who are dragging you down, be intentional about creating boundaries and seeking out more positive influences. Remember, you are the sum of the people you surround yourself with. Choose wisely and make sure that your associations are propelling you toward the career that you want to build. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Grit and Gain. If today's message resonated with you, share it with a colleague. Until next time, stay focused, stay positive, and keep moving forward. Thanks for listening.